Today we're going to talk about the Cartesian plane and how we identify ordered pairs to graph on it. To begin with, let's discuss the Cartesian plane. So we have the x-axis, which is horizontal, which means it goes from left to right. And we have the y-axis, which is vertical, going up and down. Every point, or dot, like we have here, can be written as an ordered pair. The center, which is commonly called the origin, is the point 0, 0 because it's not moving up or down or left or right at all. Along our x-axis here, if you move to the right, that's a positive value. If you move to the left, that's a negative value, just like what we have in our number line. Looking at the red dot, we can see that we have moved to the right 3 spaces. Over here on our white dot, we can see we have moved to the left 7 spaces, which is why it has a negative 7 value. Along our y-axis, moving up is a positive value, whereas moving down is a negative value. If you look at our white dot here, we can see it has been moved up 7 spaces from the x-axis, so it has a positive 7, whereas the blue dot has moved down 5 spaces, so it has a negative 5 value. Both of these points have been moved down 5 spaces for their y values. See if you can identify the x values. Hit pause now. We can see that for the white dot, it has been moved to the left 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it has an x value of negative 6. Whereas our red dot has been moved to the right 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has a value of positive 4. Once you identify the left and right movement, or the up and down movement of each point, you can then write it as an ordered pair. The first number determines how much you're moving on the x-axis, left or right. The second number determines how much you're moving up or down. So if you look at our ordered pairs, the 3 is going to tell us to move to the right 3, and the 4 is going to tell you to move up 4. For the second point, we'll be moving to the right 5 because it's a positive 5, and down 1 since it's a negative 1. For our third point, we're going to go to the left 1, and then we're going to go up 7. And finally, for our last point, because it's a negative 2, we're going to go to the left 2, and then down 2 for the second negative 2. Here we have 5 different ordered pairs. See if you can identify the x, or left and right movement, and the y value, or the up and down movement for each point. Hit pause now and try and find the ordered pairs. Okay, let's see how you did. So we can see for the following ordered pairs we have 7, 7, meaning we have gone to the right 7 and up 7. 2, 2, which tells us we've gone to the right 2 and up 2. 6, negative 4, because we have gone to the right 6 and down 4. Negative 6, negative 5, because we have gone left 5 and down 5. And finally negative 6 and positive 1, because we went left 6 and down 1. Now we're going to discuss the quadrants for the Cartesian plane. There are 4 of them, and each one has been assigned a Roman numeral, and they rotate counterclockwise, starting with the top right. In quadrant 1, every point has a positive x value and a positive y value. That's because we are moving to the right, and we're also moving up for each one of our points. In the second quadrant, every point is now going to have a negative x value because we're moving to the left, and a positive y value because we're moving up. In the third quadrant, we now see that we have a negative for both x and y because we are moving to the left, and we're moving down for each one of our points. And finally, for our fourth quadrant, we have a positive x and a negative y because we are moving to the right, and we are moving down. See if you can identify the quadrant each point is in, and the ordered pair for every point. Hit pause now. Okay, starting in quadrant 1, we have a black point which has been moved to the right 7 and has gone up 7. So it's the point 7, 7. If you look in the second quadrant, we have the gray point, which has been moved to the left about 6.5 and has been moved up 8. In the third quadrant, we have the red point, which was moved to the left 4.5 and has gone down 3. And finally, in the fourth quadrant, we have 2 points. The blue point, which was moved to the right 5, and then down 3. And the white point, which has been moved to the right 7, and then down 5. Just to recap, today we talked about the Cartesian plane, the center or the origin, the 4 quadrants, and how each one has its own characteristic. We also discussed how to graph points, the fact that the x value moves left or right, and the y value moves up or down.